Hey, what's up everyone? Is another episode of this, and you may notice that everything looks significantly worse. That is because we are finally on 1.14. I did update it, even though I didn't think I would. Here, look at this. That might be what we're doing today, but I'm not going to do it yet. Everything is it's 1.14 now. But also, we used to be running on paper, which is like a way to make the server better without having to pay for it more. So it's like a more efficient server. But because it was more efficient, yeah, I don't know if you're able to see that. It's way laggier now, the server, because we don't have paper anymore. Paper messed up a lot of things like mob spawning, and I decided to get rid of it. And it's also not on 1.14 yet anyway. But because of that, the server is very laggy. We're going to try and work on that, but we're just going to have to put up with it for now. Also, no Optifine yet, so everything looks like this. But it is good that we are on 1.14 now, because we can do everything for the rest of the season, because once 1.15 comes out, we're resetting, so we don't have to wait for anything. That was my phone, darn it. Now, the first thing I'm doing in this video is not actually going to be working on the Super Smelter. That's not even going to be the second thing I do in this video. I'm going to do that later. The first thing I'm doing is actually coming over here to get some levels, because one of the new features in 1.14 is that you're able to put every single type of protection on your armor. Fire protection, projectile protection, blast protection. So I'm going to try and do that, except I don't actually have any projectile protection books right now. So I need to AFK fish for that, but I'm going to try and get a bunch of levels to at least get some of this stuff on. For some reason, nothing is spawning right now. I don't know why. I'm assuming the mob cap has been filled, but it shouldn't be. I mean, nothing is spawning here. I got a ton of stuff done on my armor. I think these boots are completely finished, which is beautiful. Also, I couldn't think of a good name for them. I can't remember what they used to be called. For right now, I've cleared out a space here because I'm planning on putting all of these in a room, and I'm going to put it right here because I want it to be close to all these. I think I can make this work, and plus this doesn't actually look good anymore in 1.14. So I'm going to get started on that, and also probably finished. I don't know. Well, exactly as I predicted, the room, I finished it without any recording. And I think it looks pretty nice. It has all the ones in here, including the two that don't actually do anything yet. I'm probably not going to use any of these three because I am going to be building a super smelter right now. But another thing that I did in between these two clips was I went to a jungle very far away when we hadn't loaded yet, and I actually picked up some bamboo and made some scaffolding. Now, as with everyone else, I don't like how we're limited with the scaffolding, how you can only go so far in one direction before it just starts falling. But I mean, if you're in a small room like this, you can cover a lot of ground, at least. So it's not the worst. And then being able to remove it like that's obviously very convenient. So it is helpful if you're in a small room, but it isn't going to be very good for building in general, I feel. Although I could definitely be wrong. I don't know. In this shulker box here, I have all of the necessary materials. This was hard to get, obviously. A lot of wood, a lot of iron. And considering that 1.14's here, we're kind of running out of iron, I guess. I mean, I only have a few stacks of iron blocks left, and I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to get. We'll see what Sidecraft develops, I guess. But I do have enough materials to start building the two, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I mean, that didn't take long at all. I already smelted all of the iron ore that I had for a really long time, and I'm smelting a ton of fish now. And, I mean, it took a lot of iron, but it did not take a lot of time. This is a pretty easy design. I'll put a link to the video that I used in the description, if I remember, which I might not. Oh, I wasn't planning on recording right now, but I found this guy for the first time, and he gives me nothing that I need. I didn't really think he would, but this is the first time I've ever seen one of these guys in survival, which is pretty cool. And he's also, stuck on a mushroom. Here, let me just... There you go, much better. You can go to. See, look, now they're all better. Also, I got my trident back. Hey, I'm sorry about my voice if it sounds weird at this point. I think I'm sick, but I'm not entirely sure. So, we'll see what happens with that. Uh, with the super smelter that I built, I used half of the fuel in one day that I had saved up. I just, I had such a bad kelp farm because it was kind of like my own design. I mean, it wasn't my own original design, but I didn't like follow a video. I just kind of went with what I thought would work, and it technically did, but it was so inefficient and bad, and I decided to just steal the one that Cheese built at his base, but make it a little bit larger. And oh yeah, and I went AFK one night, so this is a lot better. This is an improvement. I'll just go into spectator real quick to show you. Basically what I did is that should not be happening. What? Alright, so what I did is did not build it correctly, and it has been running at half efficiency. But even something like that at half efficiency, that means I'm going to be getting double that when I fix it. But also, I don't know what I did. I think I fixed it. I don't really know what the problem was, though. And another problem has arisen, and things are getting stuck on this layer. I don't really know how to fix that. Like, shouldn't it be going down on this layer? Like, these are the only source blocks here. These are not source blocks. At least I don't think. Unless they are. I don't know. But even if they were, that wouldn't affect this down here. I don't know what that was. The redstone behind it is fine. There's one thing missing here because that would actually interfere with this. And I figured I could just... whatever, that's fine. But everything else should work. And it apparently didn't. But I guess we'll see. Now, won't we? That rhymed. Oh. They are source blocks. That's not, it's not great. That would be why it's not working. Why are they source blocks? I mean, the whole thing should be working now. I saw these pistons fire whenever one of these grew, which means whatever happened probably happened because I was like, why am I not on? It probably happened because I was, ooh, where am I? AFK in here, and I might have, is this on a chunk border? It's not, I don't think. I can't really see, actually. Where's, right here. So no, it's not on a chunk border. I don't know what that would do, but sometimes that screws things up. I don't know. I must have just not been loading it correctly. But it happened for the whole row. This is only, what, like 3 chunks away? I don't know. So I got rid of this one because I think that growing caused all of these to become source blocks somehow, because whenever kelp grows it creates source blocks. I was just going to leave it, but if it's going to cause problems, it's not a very big loss of efficiency anyway. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with this farm. I can only hope that it works now. So, on that note, bye. One thing I forgot to mention before what? I don't know. One thing I forgot to mention though, and that's weird. That's also, hold on. No. One thing I forgot to mention is that I built a new shop here because I don't think anyone's selling food. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure no one's selling food, so I decided to sell some cooked cod because I have way too much of it. And I have a super smelter now to smelt all of the raw cod I have into cooked cod, and I'm gonna sell it here for what I think is pretty cheap, 3 stacks per diamond. So like 1 diamond gets you this much, and I think that's pretty good. Considering that it's the only food you can buy, it better be good. I don't know if anyone's going to buy it. I know Sor doesn't really have any means of getting food, but he has enough food to last him for a while anyway. Uh, but, I mean, it's there now. I don't really expect to make any diamonds from it, but it does exist. And I think it looks okay because it's just pixel art of an in-game sprite. So, it shouldn't really look too bad unless I got the colors wrong. So, bye again.